The arrival of Kylian Mbappé at Real Madrid didn't just add a new forward to the roster. It injected a new axis of possibility and tension into a club already built on big personalities. When a player of Mbappe's stature walks into the training ground, he brings headlines, habit, and a gravitational pull that reshapes who touches the ball and how the team thinks about attack. But Real Madrid was not a blank canvas. Vinicius Jr. had been the club's incandescent spark. The winger whose dribbles, unpredictability, and sheer match-winning instincts has become the emotional shorthand for this team's identity. Now, Xabi Alonso, early in his tenure, faces a question that will echo all season. Does he arrange his attack around the new superstar, or does he preserve the platform that made Vinicius a pillar? It's not an abstract tactical choice. It's a test of leadership, culture, and real-world chemistry under pressure. On paper, the solution seems simple. Nudge Mbappé out wide, keep Vinicius in his lane. Ask Vinicius to become the patient finisher while Mbappé roams, or rotate relentlessly. So both egos get oxygen. In practice, each option brings trade-offs. Move Mbappé to his nominal wing and you risk losing the centre threat he can create cutting inside. Keep him central and you squeeze Vinicius' freedom and confidence. Rotate and you create rhythm problems and potential resentment from players used to starting. Alonso has a coaching history of balancing tactical clarity with player intelligence. He favours structure, pressing, and a collective identity. And that philosophy points toward meritocracy. Whoever contributes most to the team's plan plays, but meritocracy in elite football is always filtered through emotion. A dressing room that feels like a meritocracy can still fracture if stars believe the scales are tilted against them. The situation becomes more acute because this is not pre-season small talk. Supporters, pundits, and the press have already picked sides. Fans who fell in love with Vinicius' last-ditch heroics see Mbappe's arrival as a threat to what made matches electric. Others argue Madrid must seize the rare chance to integrate a generational striker and reshape the team's finishing power. For Alonso, the immediate matches matter less than the message his choices send. Pick Mbappé and you tell the squad that incoming star power commands priority. Protect Vinicius and you tell would-be newcomers that club identity and existing contribution come first. That message will travel faster than any formation diagram. Tactically, there are creative pathways. Alonso can reframe the front three so Mbappe's central instincts are paired with a rotated Vinicius, who starts wider but drifts inside to overload channels. He can employ pressing triggers that hide defensive lapses by both wide forwards, or build from a midfield that offers quick vertical passes to exploit Mbappe's finish and Vinicius' pace. The success of any plan will depend on tiny things: who presses, who tracks back, how the midfield shields space for the strikers to explode. Those details are where training sessions become psychological battlegrounds. Who shows up sharper, hungrier, ready to sacrifice for the shape? There's another layer beyond tactics: contracts and futures. Negotiations, interest from abroad, and whispers of outside offers change the psychology of a player's commitment. If Vinicius smells uncertainty in his standing or sees contract talks stall, his on-field confidence might dim. If Mbappé feels the team is morphing around him but not with him, he can push for a quicker, more central role. Alonso has to thread that needle, stabilise the squad, maintain clarity about roles, and above all, make decisions that feel fair and defensible to the dressing room. And then there is the upside, the very reason managers choose to juggle stars. Competition can elevate performance. If Mbappé and Vinicius view each other as a spur rather than rival, Madrid's attack could become the most terrifying in Europe. Two players who can finish, create, and drag defences into mistakes. They could rotate with such unpredictability that opponents would be chasing ghosts. But optimism is conditional. The history of clubs with multiple stars contains both masterpieces and cautionary tales. The difference typically rests on whether the manager sets the tone early, whether he defines who sacrifices for the collective and who takes the lead in moments of crisis. So this is why Xabi Alonso's first big decision matters. It is not merely about picking a starting 11. It is about establishing a culture for the season. The path he chooses will shape training moods, media narratives, and how the squad handles pressure at the first hint of struggle. Over the next weeks, fans will scrutinise lineups, pundits will dissect substitutions, and every successful combination will be amplified until it becomes the expected norm. Yet beneath all the spectacle, the simplest truth remains. The team that best blends individual brilliance with collective structure usually wins the long fight. If Alonso can engineer that balance, harnessing Mbappe's brilliance without dimming Vinicius's fire, or harnessing both in rotation that feels equitable, Real Madrid may not only survive the restructuring, but emerge stronger. If he fails, the fallout will make the early season feel like a crisis. Either outcome tells us one thing plainly: this is no warm-up. This is the moment when the identity of a team is remade, and every ball played over the next months will carry the weight of that choice.